my fault. I watched him for 5 or more minutes, from 30 yards all the way to 200, before he came and reared a chase. And I got to talking about it afterwards on the pictures. That was the deer, really the only buck we had on camera all summer out here. Watched him grow through velvet. He didn't look very old this summer. Doesn't have much for headgear. So we didn't think he was a very old deer. But after seeing him on the hoof, I think he's actually really old. And that's why he didn't look that hot this summer and doesn't have as big antlers as some of these other deer. So if we see him again, he's not getting the pass the second time. But we'll see. Update. 4:45. Been in here about an hour. Haven't seen a deer yet, but several have been on the cameras, so we know they're up and moving. I've been called, been hitting the old can. Seems to work out here decently well. Not today yet, but just kind of fun. I turned the camera back on to maybe change my luck, make something happen. I'll show you what we're looking at too. This might get a little bumpy for a second. So right here is a shooting lane. We got a lock on. Down at that end, you can see this entire area out of the lock on. I wanted to sit there today, but just was running kind of low on time, throwing a harness on. Getting in the stand takes a little longer. Then over here, I got another shooting lane. You can see about 300 yards down. And basically, the whole area surrounded by the bike. There's CRP, some like sweet gums and cattails right here, and then on the back side of that is like some warm season grasses. And then we got one more view. Sorry for the bumpiness. That's this window. This would be the hardest side to make a shot on. I'd make a lot of noise trying to get up there. But this is the food plot that both shooting houses can see. So, we're looking over a lot of green. It's a south wind. It's kind of cold though. So we'll see. Y'all stay tuned. Cam gets them every time. As soon as I turn the camera off, this little bug popped out. Let's see. He should appear in the shooting lane in just a second. He's walking behind us. Oh, I did a scrape. Let me adjust the camera. Y'all are going to have to forgive my camera skills. I am no Chase Farrier. What you looking at, buddy? Something back there. That little 8-point just came through. There's another really big mature deer. 8-point that I got a picture of a minute ago. High scoring deer. He's with a doe. At the one little spot where Jason and I were just texting. Every time I get a picture of a buck, it's definitely been, locked down with a doe all day at the same spot. And it's where this beaver dam meets the hard corner, 90 degrees of an ag field. And then on the other side of the dam, it's a big slough. There's 2 blocks of timber running kind of either direction, east and west and north and south of that big ag field. So, it makes sense. They got every advantage in the world right there. There's a bunch of broom's hedge that's facing the south, probably the warmest bedding area out here. So, just down there. We got a, looks like a doe. I see another deer behind. Alright, that's enough about the broom's hedge. Where'd she go? Something just ran her off. Probably should get ourselves ready. Might have been our little buck friend, but might not. I don't know if y'all can hear that, but he's grunting. Sounds like just on the other side of this big thicket. Meh! Good morning. It's Friday. Friday the 13th. December 13th. We're here in the handy funnel. Sun's just now creeping up. Woody's handy funnel is a sweet small buck that was running, chasing something or running from something. Couldn't tell. Chase has not seen anything yet either. So there's a lot of duck hunters where he's at. But I called a couple times, nothing. Has come just running into it yet. Show you all a spot. Oh, that sun's up. This big tree right here. It's a big swamp chestnut oak tree. White oak family. There's some other red oaks back there. And over here where it's all wet, there's a bunch of persimmon trees. All the fruit's gone now, but this is a money early season spot when those persimmons are dropping. And this big swamp chestnut, it's a feed tree for sure. I've sat in the same tree in a climber and seen 15 deer, 10 yards at the base of that tree. Then on this side, we're a lot closer to the ag field. We just got water on the edge of it. And I just hug that water line. It's tight. That was pretty cool. Little buck did it perfectly. Came in behind me, just eased down the edge of this water like I was talking about earlier. I couldn't have asked for him to do it any better. If he'd have been a shooter, we'd have been in the chips. First deer of the morning though, it's a good sign. He was cruising. Got a ways to go.
Jeremy just shot. He's facing away from me, so close enough. It surprised me a little bit, but it didn't dong. It was like boom, kind of sounded like a miss.
Let's freaking go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Oh man. That's that old short G410 that we were talking about. We didn't shoot last time. We're regretting because he's old. I watched him stand up out of his bed, which is this little island of trees with these other two deer. I just watched him feed around for 5 minutes or so, and y'all saw it all. He came straight at me, so I just was taking my time waiting for him to turn broadside. I'll get you fired up. He's down in the field right there. We'll go check him out. I was trying to FaceTime my wife and tell her, but she has left me on red. There's a doe back here. Look at that. Walk and check him out. Put him on orange. Take y'all with me.
Heck yeah. Jeremy got that deer I filmed last weekend. He killed him. He said he's dead in the field, so that's awesome. He got it on film too. That's awesome. I gave Jeremy my extra camera at the beginning of the year and just told him to have fun. And he's really taken to it. He's carried the camera a lot. You know, I thought he'd carry it 1 or 2 times and say this ain't for him. But he's really fallen in love with it, I think. And that's awesome to me. I got 45 minutes of footage of that deer last weekend. And he was on the no-shoot list. And then we watched the footage back. We're like, man, we need to take that deer out. He's 4 or 5 at least. And he ain't what we're looking for, so. Hopefully you remember to press record. And y'all will get to see it. Let's go check him out. Man, we've been grinding it out. We've seen so many deer. Watched so many bucks. Just decided not to shoot. This one was one of them. We had pictures of this deer in the summer. And he didn't look that old. But then after seeing him on the hoof, chasing up hoof and filming him, we decided, yeah, that's a shooter. So, man, I'm fired up. The wind was... So let me show y'all real quick. I know y'all want to see the deer, but here's my setup. Right there up against the creek bank. They've been coming out and feeding back here. But you can't see from the shooting house, which is up that lane. He and those 2 does are bedded in this little island. I mean, I walked right past there earlier when I made the adjustment. My wind would have been blowing straight to their bedroom all afternoon if I hadn't made that adjustment when I did. I mean, I know they smelled me. They're deer. I started I canned, did a couple soft grunts, and it was like when I did that, they were like, okay, there's another deer out here, we're good. And I got up, I watched them just stand up right there. I couldn't believe it. Man, he's a good buck. He's a real good buck.
Yes, sir. Oh, 6.5 PRC did the trick, son. Man. Look at that deer. That's what we call him, the short G4 buck. The short G4 G10. I mean 10 point. Short G4 10 point. Let me not mess that up. Because he had these little bitty fours. Look at those hawks. Wow. Freaking incredible. Give me a second. I'll set my gun down. Get things propped up. We finally got one on film, man. We've been trying like crazy to get it done. Put my hands on it the first time. Oh gosh. Man. What a cool deer. What a cool deer. Now, let's see, let me flip this up so I can make sure I know what we're looking at. Old Delta mature. Tim. Well, we'll take some pictures. Chase still in stand. Maybe I'll have some luck and double up. But sure appreciate y'all hanging with us for these last several weeks out here in the Delta. Like I said yesterday, I wish that I could have filmed this guy. The first time I saw him, I just didn't have the camera on. So it is a work in process. We got it done, son. On Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th. Let's go.
Well, there he is. Now we're talking.
It's the deer we nicknamed the short G4 buck. Short G410. He's about, I'd say at least 4 years old. He's got pretty good mass. Just not crazy tine length, but he's a pretty one. Big old body on him. He was ruling the roost out here with those two does. He kind of showed back up a couple weeks ago, and kind of all the other mature deer kind of disappeared.
It's time to go then.
Yes, sir.
It's a fine buck, brother man.
We got it all on film. We did it.
Yeah, Jeremy been cameraing.
Victory.
Yeah, Jeremy been
I hope I
cameramanning
hit
this year.
record. We haven't checked. Last time I saw him, I did, in fact, not hit record.
Yeah.
So maybe I redeemed myself.
I don't know way to find out. They'll know by now, though,
Yeah.
if you hit record or not.
Yeah.
Well, congrats, man.
Sir.
Handle the hard work.